Starting out with another severe thunderstorm watch for most of our Missouri counties as we get another line of strong and severe storms to dive south and east that came out of the Kansas City metro, and it's cutting across central Missouri this morning. At least the good part is this line has been weaker than the one that we had yesterday, but it is still strong. We've got gusts up to 50 miles per hour, nickel-sized hail in Phillipsburg, Lebanon, and about to get into Waynesville with all of that heavy rain and lightning this morning as those storms organize into a line. So again, strong storms headed into Lebanon right now. We are dry in Springfield. It's 71 degrees in Springfield, 70 in Branson, and 69 degrees to start in Harrison this morning. As you fire up the grill, we could have some more storms as we head through the afternoon. It's going to be hot and humid with highs up near 90 degrees. With any redeveloping storms, we do have a slight risk, meaning we could find some strong and severe ones. Quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are the main threats, with that wind threat a little bit healthier. So that line we've got now pushes south and east by midday. Could have a redeveloping cluster later on today. Temperatures in near 90. Really warm and muggy 70s tonight, an isolated storm chance again tomorrow with highs near 90. So tracking the potential for damaging winds this morning, an isolated storm threat Friday and Saturday. Sunny, hot, mainly dry through the weekend. Temperatures up near heat index values, I should say, up near 100. Then the tropical remnants from Cristobal will roll into the Ozarks by Tuesday with heavy rain and flooding threats that were already pretty saturated. So that'll be the next thing that we keep our eye out for. Joe, Jen.
New this morning for you, Victory Mission is working to address food insecurity in our community. Nyjah McDonald met with the group and is live in our newsroom this morning to tell us how exactly they're helping. Nyjah.
Well, good morning, Joe. Victory Mission is providing 500 meal bags per week to families in need through its mobile food pantry. Now, I met with Janelle Reed, who works for the organization, and says that this is more than double of the food that they're able to normally provide. Now, Reed says prior to COVID-19, the group would pass out 150 food bags at its warehouse. However, with the outbreak, they wanted to create a way to continue serving in a safe way. So the organization partnered with some local churches to do just that. Reed says the mobile food pantries allow the organization to meet people in need in their communities. She says she also feels like this helps take away some of the stigmas that can be associated with seeking help.
I think that's what COVID has kind of taught us. It could be anybody that actually goes to a food bank right now. And so we want to be able to go to the south side. We want to be able to go to the east side. Wherever those communities are in need, we want to be able to go to them and provide food if needed.
Well, Reed says that those mobile food pantries take place each Friday from 10 until 11:30 a.m. Today's event will take place at the Crimson House Ministries, and the group does ask for families that are interested in participating to reach out so that they can know what to expect. Reporting live from the newsroom, Nyjah McDonald, Ozarks First.
Thanks, Nyjah. Moving to our coronavirus coverage now, the Springfield Greene County Health Department has released new potential community exposures to COVID-19. 2 recently diagnosed patients visited the following locations. On Saturday, May 30th, between 9 and 10 a.m., a patient went to the Price Cutter on West Kearney, and they were wearing a mask. Also on Saturday, a patient visited the New Image thrift store on North Kansas sometime between noon and 1 p.m., and they were also wearing a mask. On Monday, June 1st, between 9 and 10 a.m., a patient visited the Sam's Club on El Camino and the Walmart Neighborhood Market, also on El Camino, and they were not wearing a mask. The health department says if you have any COVID-19 symptoms, you should seek medical attention.
Cancer is still one of the leading causes of death, and situations have been made even tougher for people during the pandemic. We spoke to a cancer survivor and oncologist who told us how patients are doing during this time. Shelley Lehman says the pandemic affected her treatments and finances. Her medical bills are higher than usual and was unable to go to in-person visits for those regular visits she usually has. She also had to delay elective procedures, but she did receive help from Breast Cancer Foundation of the Ozarks. Now, that organization says it has received more requests to help during the pandemic, and cancer patients' financial need is much greater now, too.
Which, you know, when you have a $200 to $300 a month bill, we can put that towards the medical bills.
They still have cancer and need treatment. So they can't just stay in the house and self-quarantine. They still have to go to treatment.
Those patients are already strained financially due to their health care costs, and if they lose their job and their health insurance, I can just imagine how devastating that would be.
The doctors we spoke with now say that the state is opening back up, so they are able to see more patients. It's bringing a little more relief.
News from around America now. A U.S. aircraft carrier ship whose captain was removed for remarks about a coronavirus outbreak on board returned to service in the Pacific Ocean. The massive carrier was sidelined for about 10 weeks because of the outbreak, which infected a fifth of its 5,000 sailors, but set sail again from the U.S. Pacific territory of Guam. The ship returned to provide security with new social distancing guidelines, including staggered mealtimes.
Police in Denver are investigating a shooting where protests were near the state capitol last night. At least one person was rushed to the hospital, but then later 2 more victims showed up on their own, one with a gunshot wound and the other with a stab wound. It's unclear whether the shooting was related to the protests, though. Denver has a 9 p.m. curfew in effect, but there were still protests after that. Thursday was filled with largely peaceful protests until that shooting happened at around 10.
News from around the world. Mexicans protested police brutality in the country's second largest city, Guadalajara, calling for authorities to be held accountable for the death of a local man allegedly arrested over not wearing a face mask in public. Protesters jumped on a police car, smashed its windows, and later set it on fire. Police were seen using force against protesters. Although the exact circumstances of the death are not known right now, footage circulating showed a young man being detained by police in early May. Bystanders can be heard saying the police were arresting him for not using a face mask, and that man died while in custody. Well, the number of new confirmed COVID-19 cases in central China's Hubei province, the province hardest hit by the epidemic, had dropped to 0. The last 3 confirmed patients have been discharged from the hospital after recovery, and this is the first time the province reported 0 existing confirmed cases since the outbreak of the pandemic.
On to some more local news for you. The Cooper Tennis Complex's indoor courts will be closed today due to flood damage from yesterday. The Springfield Greene County Park Board did say the outdoor courts will stay open. All tennis classes are canceled, though. Court reservations have been moved outside or can be rescheduled for a later date. We take a look at what's trending now, and Jen, you were telling me about President Trump, that we may see this in the news, headed to Maine today.
Yes, so you will definitely see this on the internet this morning. It's been all over my feeds. And President Trump is traveling to Maine, a small town in Maine, mostly conservative, and he is visiting a factory there where they're making swabs for COVID-19 testing. You will also see that Senator Collins will not be in Maine to meet the president today. She is staying in Washington to, what are you looking at there,
I'm moving
Joe?
with our camera. If you noticed at home, our camera was moving there a little bit.
Make sure we're still on camera. So Senator Collins is staying in Washington to work.
All right, and one last look at our weather here.
A couple of showers and storms out there today and tomorrow. Hot through the weekend, highs near 90, feel close to 100.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend, and thanks for starting your morning on Daybreak.